Hello and welcome, this is Halo Wars Delta and today I will be doing another Napoleon Total War battle. I command the Austrians, my opponent, Michdamn, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is controlling the British army. So, I'm moving up my 4 units of Grenzers in the middle. I have a unit of Windbewegers on my far left flank, which is hidden as they're walking. And I have 4 units of Hungarian Fusiliers, 3 of which are upgraded to the first chevron, and on my right flank I have Czech Regiment, the Charles Legion, and 1st Regiment of Emperor's Own. I also have 2 units of Uhlans, 2 units of Cuirassiers, and 1 1st Hussars. Michael, which is his name, has 3 units of foot on his right flank with Dragoon Guards. He also has 2 units of rifles hidden. He has 2 units of 9-pounder foot artillery. Sir John Moore is his general. 3 units of foot and 2 or 1 unit of rifles hidden. He also has 3 units of, I think it's 3 units in the middle, guarding his cannons. And now I'm just quickly advancing because his cannon fire is now taking a heavy toll on my cavalry. So I'm moving up my Grenzers quite far up. I'm going to move them into a small area so I can get as much firepower off to those units in that vicinity. I am now bringing my Windbewegers into the battle, as they're obviously going to be not very useful outside here when there's no enemy trying to attack. So I'm now bringing all my cavalry over here to avoid the artillery fire, which is trying to kill my men but is bouncing over and has killed 20 of my cavalry. So I'm going to bring round, flank round, and hopefully damage this flank, which I do. And I do it quite well. Now the artillery, when I get in close range, starts to absolutely demolish my Grenzers with round shot. But he then changes to canister, but because I'm out of the range of canister, it's not actually doing any damage because it just goes straight over the top. But now you can just see, if they get a direct hit through these ranks, there's about 4 dead each time. So still moving up, my general's still at the back. I don't move him until later, when the enemy when Michael tries to move around a Dragoon Guard unit. I think it's the one on the left flank. Right, now moves it. He gets quite close later on in the battle. So now his rifles have been revealed. He has 3 units in the centre. He has 2 units on his right flank and 1 on his left. So in total he has 3 units of rifles. So now my cavalry are now trying to get round. I then see 2 units of rifles when I get closer. It's not too much of damage, it just destroys the Uhlans unit. That doesn't really, well, it doesn't actually destroy it, damages it, and then luckily they do get a charge on. They did lose 35 cavalry in it. I did get the charge in just before they planted stakes. So this rifleman unit gets lost straight away. Then this Dragoon Guard holds out for a little, its morale drops, and then I charge straight back into the other rifle unit, and this Dragoon Guard unit then loses its morale, and then that also routs. Now that unit is now gone most of the way round of my flank. I then moved these 2 back so I could hold out for a little longer. I formed square with this unit to counter the charge of the Dragoon Guards. He's also moved these units round, 2 units of foot and a rifle unit to try and flank me. And he's pulled 1 rifles unit back on his far right flank, and I charged into this foot unit which wasn't formed into square. So I charged in, it's now routing, and then charge into this rifle unit, and then when that goes I then charge back into the Dragoon Guard, meaning that all these 4 units over here are now routed just with the cavalry charge and the Windbewegers doing a little bit of damage. So I then try and charge, but see he's forming square, so I try and veer away. Kind of does it, but not very well. Luckily they're all spread out so they don't get massive amount of damage from the volleys. So now the British Dragoon Guards now trying to I don't understand why, but they just stop behind my lines. So I form into square and I start giving it a couple of volleys. He now pulls them back. I don't know if he sees my general back there, but he just pulls them back and halfway he stops and goes a different way. So I've now pulled my cavalry around the square, and I'm now going to hopefully charge into his cannons and rifles in the centre. I think I send one unit into his general when they try and cut me off, but unfortunately this unit of foot has formed square, so it cut this unit off for a bit, but I kept pressing the attack button on that rifle unit, so they did get through. And it's done a couple of deadly volleys, unfortunately, taking the morale down, but the charge did boost the morale. So these two units of Cuirassiers are doing a glorious charge in. Now this Windbouchier is absolutely demolishing this unit. And unfortunately the rifle on his far left flank and my far right flank, he is absolutely monging this unit. I've just lost 40 people. Now I keep these three units in square for a precaution. I just looked back just in time because I was trying to move my general back. I think I'm looking at the battle over here, looking at my cavalry, what they're doing. I do manage to rout this rifle unit. I'm not sure about the artillery. Like, yes, I rout the artillery and the rifles. So that's sorted. I then move my rifles round. And now he's charged into this unit. I just formed square in time. So this unit will be firing flanking fire on, and this will hold it up. I then form these three units out of square to defend my Grenzers against any line of infantry attack, but I don't think that will happen because he's got no cavalry to support them. So now I killed their general, well, killed a couple of seconds ago. So I've now routed this foot unit, routed this rifle unit, and I think I most certainly rout this one. So I rout all the middle. He's only got his left flank and a couple of units on his right. So cavalry is very useful, as you can see. It damaged everything. If you get it behind the enemy lines, it's absolutely disruptive. And it also makes the enemy think about it more. So if you put 3 units of cavalry behind, he'll be trying to counter it with 5 units of line infantry, or something like that. So you can take men out of his main line. So now these Grenzers are going to get really good fire onto this foot guard's flank. So I now charge this Cuirassier unit into the flank of the rifles. So now it's just a mopping up job. I'm mopping up these 2 units and flanking fire onto these 2. Because the rifle unit is now being charged by my cavalry, they shouldn't last that long. Now the fire from the British isn't really doing much against my elite Austrian troops. And the remaining foot unit on his far right flank is now getting flanking fire by 3 units. And now they've been massacred. Unfortunately, 1 unit comes back, and I have to go chase that one down. But this rifle unit doesn't come back, nor do I think this one comes back, but that unit does come back. So now I'm just going to speed the battle up. So I quickly get my Grenzers firing into this one. Charges. Fortunately, there's a bit of a crest in the middle, so they're not getting all the fire on. When it gets over the crest, it gets absolutely destroyed. So now, open fire, and this begins to rout. The unit over there is routing, and this unit has unfortunately come back, but victory is mine. So I deployed 1,984, lost 600, and killed 800. Michael deployed 1,600, lost 900 and killed 493. This is his first battle for 3 months, so bear that in mind. He played very well, good game to him. Thank you for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Goodbye.